Guys, it's Fonzie with DipYourCar.com, world famous peelable auto paints. Now, over 4 years ago, we introduced this little guy. This is the original Dip Nozzle. This goes on to the top of the Plasti Dip aerosol cans, and it has some really good things about it and some not so good things about it. However, thousands of these have been used over the past 4 years, and it actually makes some of the projects when you're dipping wheels or small surface areas go a lot faster and a lot more efficient. However, just like everything we've done with the dipping world over the past 6 years or so, it's time to evolve, it's time to make things better, and this is the Dip Nozzle 2.0. Multiple things about the original Dip Nozzle have been improved. I'm going to walk you through everything today, show it to you in use, enjoy the video. So first things first, we're going to show you the differences between the old Dip Nozzle and the new Dip Nozzle. There's 3 major things that we wanted to improve here. First and foremost is the ergonomics and the comfort. So we're going to get up close. Let me show you exactly what we're dealing with here. The old Dip Nozzle, as you can see, is one of the very small little style of nozzles that goes onto the top of the can. And the problem with this is, A, it's not very comfortable. There's not a lot of purchase for the tip of your finger to get on when you're doing those longer extended spray projects. Also, one thing we noticed a lot is because there's very small surface area on the top, the tip of the user's finger would overlap a lot over the edge of the nozzle, and the tip of your finger there would get in the way of your spray pattern, and actually you would get dip on your finger and it would disrupt your spray pattern going out of the nozzle. So one of the things we did is the entire shape of the dip nozzle has been redone. This actually looks just like the nozzle that you're going to find on the top of the current Plasti Dip aerosols. Much wider, a lot more purchase for your finger, and much more comfortable. Now, the second thing we wanted to dial in was product flow. Now, originally we thought the more product flow coming out of the nozzle, the better, because one of the main benefits of using a dip nozzle over the nozzle that comes on the current aerosol is that it's going to give you more product flow, which means it's going to be faster and easier to wet the surface out, and a wet surface equals a smooth surface. However, after years of testing and playing, we found out that there's a level here. There's a balance between just enough product flow to get a benefit versus too much product flow. And out of the hundreds of nozzles that we've tested for the 2.0, we found that just dialing back the product flow versus the original gave us better results. So although you're going to see much more product flow out of the new one versus what you're going to see on the current nozzle on the aerosol cans today, you're going to get less product flow than the old dip nozzle. And this is going to give you more consistent, more even, smoother results. Now, the third and probably most important thing that we wanted to improve on the new dip nozzle is atomization. Now, anybody who's used aerosol cans or spray cans probably knows that atomization is critical to getting a good, even, smooth surface. And atomization is basically the nozzle has all this product being pushed through it, and the size of the particles or the droplets coming out of the nozzle is your atomization. Larger droplets are just going to land in big blobs, and it's not going to give you a smooth, even surface. The smaller you can atomize those particles, the better. However, with the old dip nozzle, we were getting an increased product flow, but not great atomization. We're going to do a demonstration here so you can see the difference between the two, because the atomization on the new dip nozzle is amazing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate for you here is not only the difference in atomization, but also the spray pattern between the old dip nozzle versus the new dip nozzle. So here we have the old dip nozzle on a black Plasti Dip aerosol can. I'm going to do a little spritz and then a line for you. Now I'm going to switch over to the new dip nozzle. We're going to do the same thing. Now, what's pretty obvious right off the bat is not only the difference in atomization, but how much tighter the spray fan is as you go across. The droplet sizes are much smaller and much finer, and as you look up here to the old dip nozzle, you'll not only see that you're going to have much larger droplet size, but the splatter effect goes far outside of where the actual target spray fan is. So all these elements together, the tighter spray fan, the smaller, finer particle size, is going to really make an impact on you having a smooth, even, consistent finish every time you use the dip nozzle on an aerosol. This is a huge upgrade. Now I'm going to show you a quick side-by-side between the new dip nozzle and the current white nozzle that comes on the Plasti Dip aerosol cans. There's your current Plasti Dip nozzle. Now I'm just going to switch over to the new dip nozzle. What you're going to see is a couple different things. Very similar size as far as the spray pattern is concerned. We don't really want to go too big because what we're normally working on is small surface areas like wheels, emblems, and things like that. But you're going to see a finer atomization and obviously an increase here in product flow. Again, this is going to help you wet out faster, wet out more consistently, and essentially get you a smoother, more consistent end result. So what we're going to do is follow the instructions that we normally follow when spraying a wheel. Our first coat is going to be about 50% coverage, then we're going to come in and start really wetting out. The product we're using today is the Graphite Grey Luxury Metal. It's a new Plasti Dip aerosol, really awesome, highly metallic gray. And what I'm going to do first is just get 50% coverage. You're going to notice that the wheel surface wets out much faster when using the dip nozzle, and it's much more comfortable than using the old dip nozzle from the old shape. So just pay attention if this is your first time using it to how much product is going down. You don't want to get any drips or runs. And after you get about 50% coverage, of course, we're going to go all the way around the outside of the tire so it's easy to peel. Now we're getting into our wet coats here, and this is where the new dip nozzle makes all the difference in the world. If you want a smooth finish on your wheels using the Plasti Dip aerosols, you have to wet out your coats. Using the standard nozzle, it can be a little bit difficult to wet the coats out. You have less product flow, you have a lot more restriction coming through, and you have to have more effort, spend more time in order to wet out each pass. And what you're going to see with the new dip nozzle is you're able to wet out the surface with a lot less effort and a lot less time, and to be honest, a lot less concentration. It makes applying the product smooth a lot easier and user-friendly. You can see I'm fully wetting out the surface of each one of these spokes as I go. It's going to dry in one nice wet sheet. It's going to be super smooth. Spraying wheels is genuinely faster and genuinely easier when using the new dip nozzle. I don't care if you're a brand new dipper, your first time spraying your wheels, or if you've been doing this for years, you're going to get a better result on most wheels using the new dip nozzle. So you've seen the new dip nozzle in action, and let me just knock out some frequently asked questions for you guys just to save everybody some time. Question number one, if the new nozzle works so well in certain applications, then why doesn't it automatically come on the aerosol cans straight from the factory? Well, the answer is the dip nozzle is a DipYourCar product, and DipYourCar is not the manufacturer of Plasti Dip products, meaning we have no control over what nozzles come on the aerosol cans straight from the factory. Question number two, what products, what Plasti Dip aerosols is the new dip nozzle compatible with? Because if you remember, the old dip nozzle was not compatible with all aerosols across the board. The good news is the new dip nozzle is compatible with the standard Plasti Dip aerosols, the glossifier aerosols, the metallizers, the pearlizers, the true metallics, the classic muscles, and my favorite, the Dip Pro aerosols, meaning it's compatible with almost all Plasti Dip aerosols, which is awesome. Question number three. Does this nozzle now mean that I can spray my entire car with spray cans? No. No. We will never suggest that you spray your entire car or even large surface areas like a hood or a roof with spray cans. It's not going to come out well. It's not worth the money. I don't care what nozzle you have on top. And that leads me into my fourth question. Can't you just go to a graffiti website and buy any nozzle and just jam it onto the Plasti Dip can and it'll work great? No. And I'll give you an example. About a year ago, while we were looking for and testing for the 2.0, I went on to Art Primo. I ordered a large variety pack of over 200 nozzles, different shapes, sizes, valves, spray patterns. Out of the 200 or so that I got, guess how many worked well with the Plasti Dip aerosols? 0. We had to go to a specialty manufacturer, just like the last time, to get these nozzles done so they're compatible with the valve inside the Plasti Dip aerosol. Now, with all that said, if you want to purchase a new dip nozzle, just click right here. They're super cheap. They ship really fast. They go on almost all your Plasti Dip aerosols. You don't have to buy too many of them. You can use the same one for different cans. 1 or 2 will get you through a ton of different jobs. If you have any questions at all, email us customerservice@dipyourcar.com. Call in during business hours or chat with us directly on the website. I freaking love these new nozzles. I hope you guys do too. I'll see you on the next video.